Welcome back to the Grenadier podcast, Real Estate Uncovered. Today I speak with Hamish McLeod, business owner at Harcourts, Horswell and Wigram and auctioneer for Grenadier. You obviously love this business. Tell me what you love the most about it. Today, an absolute exclusive. Welcome back to the Grenadier podcast, Real Estate Uncovered. Well, Hamish, lovely to see you here. Could you introduce yourself to us?
Hi, Lisa. Yeah, I'm Hamish McLeod. I'm business owner at Harcourts Grenadier in both Horswell and Wigram, and also the branch manager at the Horswell branch.
Lovely to have you here. You're also one of our auctioneers. We can't forget that. So, Hamish, tell us a little bit about your journey in real estate so far.
Yeah, well, I actually started back when I was 21 for Harcourts Grenadier in a role which they called a management cadetship. So I sort of learnt everything there was to know about real estate from behind the scenes. And I did that for a year, and then I moved into sales. I was doing sales at Grenadier, and as well as being a trainee auctioneer at the same time for about 3 years before exiting Grenadier and going to which was previously my family business.
Yes.
Predominantly working in the regions around Canterbury. Did that for a further 9 years before getting an opportunity to join my wife Sarah and come back into ownership with Harcourts Grenadier.
And we're so lucky you came back to us. Everyone returns home eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
And since then, you've obviously become business owner in 2 of our offices at Grenadier. What do you love about Grenadier?
Look, I love the people. Both within our branch. Obviously, I'm really proud of the people within our branch, but I love being part of a bigger group at the same time. And I don't think people realise there's actually a real benefit to us as business owners, but also to our team members. Because we are small suburban branches and we have those tight-knit teams, but we also have the benefit of being part of a larger group.
Yes.
And with that size comes resources. We'll talk about it in a few moments. I'm sure the training programs that we provide, our masterclass programs, all those things that only scale can help you provide.
Absolutely. And I know something that you're really passionate about at Grenadier is that all our managers are there to manage and support. They are non-selling managers. Tell us what that means.
Yeah, absolutely, Lisa. Well, actually, in this industry, it's not actually the norm.
No.
And with a lot of smaller businesses, it's quite common that it might be the owner whose name's above the door is also their lead salesperson and also their manager. Of course, that comes with a lot of conflicts and a lot of potential issues. But what it also means is that for somebody entering into real estate, they don't have somebody there by their side on call to help them, particularly in Christchurch. We've got all the issues with EQC, insurance, etc. You need somebody with the experience that's been through those things before by your side. And I think sometimes people think, well, I could work alongside an experienced agent and get that. You can, but one, they probably haven't got the time, and you'd also have to share in whatever you earn with them.
That's right. Yeah.
But if you've got a selling manager along your side, they are helping you, but they're also helping you keep that commission or those earnings in your pocket while you build your business and build your profile.
Yes. And especially now with those supervision requirements, you know, when a consultant's 6 months or less in the business, you need your manager by your side to write contracts, write offers, to present. You know, you want that support and guidance.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, even our experienced agents that have been in it for many years are still constantly calling us, bouncing things off us, because it's a very complex business. There's no textbook that can teach you real estate. The only way you can really do it is on the job.
Yes.
And there's different scenarios all the time. And we've probably been through most of them. That's the really important part about having a manager that has the time to commit to you. And that can sometimes be during normal business hours, and sometimes that's during weekends or in evenings, as when we're needed to work alongside our clients, obviously.
Yes, and like you say, it's not normally in business hours. It could quite easily be on a Saturday morning or a Friday night.
Yep.
So having that support is invaluable, isn't it? And
Absolutely.
throughout your career, like you say, not just at the beginning, but all the time.
Yep.
And I know, having spent time with your consultants, they are so grateful for the technical skills you bring that really have helped them grow and be able to do things like subdivisions and, you know, all those sorts of things that they might not have had the capacity to do if they were in a smaller company where they didn't have the support.
That's right. And sometimes we don't always have all the answers, but it's just bouncing it off somebody,
Yes.
discussing it through. Sometimes I'll go away and do a little bit of research on something and come back, but at least they know they've got somebody there by their side that's got the time to put into it.
Now, another great thing we have at Grenadier is obviously the graduate program. And in the podcast that I had with Sean Davey, he said he wouldn't be in real estate if it wasn't for Grenadier's training and that Advantage program. Tell us a bit about that.
The Advantage program, the real benefit for me as a business owner and manager is that I know my people are getting all the basic skills in that first 6 weeks when they come into real estate. And they're working with a trainer who's really skilled and can spend 2 to 3 hours a day with them during that initial period and really teach them the basics. Then in the afternoon they can come back out to the branch, or they come to the sales meeting on a Tuesday, and we can just really add to that. And then they can start to put it into practice. So it's really critical. I know I've seen it myself working in other businesses over the years. You can feel a little bit lost in those first couple of months.
Yes, definitely.
I always say, that first 6 months, it's probably the toughest time you'll have in the business. So having a structured program like that is really invaluable. Also at Grenadier, we take that a step further too. So it's not just our new people that get continued training, it's all the way through. We're always upskilling, and once again, it's because of our size. We're small suburban branches, but we have this reach that goes further than that. Our masterclass program that we run every 6 weeks is hugely valuable.
Yes.
And for someone like me who's been in it nearly 20 years, I'm still picking up 2 or 3 little key gems every time we have one of these masterclasses. And we just had Michael Sheargold, who's a top Australian trainer, come out and do that a few weeks ago. And I learned a lot of great new things, which I'm putting into my business, and I know a lot of our team members are. So it's training all the way through, not just when you first start, but the resources are there to continue on as you go through your career.
Yeah, that's so important, isn't it? Because, as you said before, with the earthquakes, with different things that come along, we went through COVID, you have to be agile and adapt all the time as a manager, providing that support to your people.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the future of Grenadier? What are you excited about that we've got coming up?
Yeah, look, well, to me, a lot of it starts with auction. As you know, big fan of the auction process. I do believe that we are industry leaders when it comes to auction. Actually, going back to some of that training, we had Michael Sheargold come over, as I said, just a few weeks ago. And to quote him, was a really interesting thing he brought up was that the auction process, it's a high-performance sales method.
Yes.
And what he went on to say was, because it's high performance, you've got to have the right pit crew. You've got to have the right training. You've got to have agents that are doing the right sort of practice and are upskilled to the very best they can be to perform the auction process properly.
Yes.
Now, auction in the wrong hands can be very dangerous, as we know, and we see it, unfortunately. So the exciting thing for me is that I think Grenadier will continue to lead the way in that auction space. And the reason being, we have the right pit crew, we have the right training, the right resources, and we continue to invest in that like no other company does, in my opinion. So I think that's what is very exciting for me.
We have a really robust structure and a very experienced pit crew that supports the client all the way to get that success.
Yeah.
In terms of the collaboration and the support, the culture of Grenadier, how would you describe that?
Yeah, we all bounce off each other really well. And I look just at the team of auctioneers. I say, look, we have probably got the best in the business, and we do collaborate and work really well. We take things back to our own suburban branches and sort of can sometimes work a little bit independently out there, but we still come together for our masterclasses, our other trainings. So we've got a really good culture as far as that goes. The management team come together once a week and once again bounce off each other and share ideas and look at different ways of handling things. So I think it's a really healthy culture. At the same time, we have our own little cultures within our teams, which are very valuable as well.
Yes.
Because our guys can feel like they're part of a tight-knit suburban team, but at the same time, a part of something bigger. And we come together, obviously, as Grenadier for, as I say, trainings, masterclasses, but also our incentive trips, which are a really important part of our culture, which goes hand in hand with, the success. And we talk about real estate being, hey, it's a challenging business. It's hard and it's time-consuming. So when you work hard, you've sort of got to play hard too, or at least celebrate those successes. And I think as a company, we do that really well.
Yes.
So our team members work really hard to try and achieve those incentives and get on those trips. And then, we celebrate it for a couple of days. We do it on a Monday, Tuesday, so we're back in plenty of time for auctions later on in the week. So it's still balancing that. We're still working, but we're celebrating and enjoying it at the same time.
And there's a lot of byproduct that comes out of that, isn't there? You create relationships with new consultants you might not have spent time with, and there is lots of growth opportunity there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And also from people from different parts of town. So,
yes.
We've got agents working out in the Horswell-Wigram area. They build relationships with people working in Sumner and other parts of town where Grenadier have offices. And, they might want to collaborate and work alongside one of those agents on certain deals that are outside of their specialist area and those sorts of things.
Yeah.
And the same with the commercial and residential crossover as well.
Yes, that's true. I think, if we look back at the 30 years that Grenadier's been in operation, I think one of the things we're very proud of is that we've grown these amazing consultants that have gone on to major success, haven't we?
Absolutely. And I enjoy that.
Yes.
I've had a mixture over the years of bringing people on from different companies, which is great as well. Don't get me wrong. But my biggest successes I've had and probably biggest enjoyment I've had is seeing somebody develop a new business from scratch.
Yes.
So that's the part I really enjoy. Somebody coming in with the right kind of skill set, motivation, doesn't matter what kind of degrees or qualifications they've got, completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's how they can build relationships and work with people. And in recent years, we've seen great success with having Canterbury Rising Stars come out of our office.
Yeah.
And I want to continue to do that. And we see people, once they've gone past that first 12 months, 2 years, they've got hugely successful businesses.
Yes.
And then we've got some now developing into that sort of 6 or 7 years. And they're solid businesses that I'm very proud of. But it's due to the hard work that they've put in, but we've been there to be able to support that as well.
Absolutely. And I think, there's been at least 4 rising stars that have come out of Grenadier for New Zealand, Harcourts New Zealand, and over 70% of our top 30 have had their whole careers at Grenadier. So, if you're looking for a proven track record, I think we are absolutely punching above our weight. Hamish, thanks for your insight into, leading teams and being part of the Grenadier success story.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Grenadier podcast. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Please give us 5 stars. We'd really appreciate it.